Hey, besties. I can have kind of a hot take. I feel like the analog movement, for the most part, was a phase. And that's not to say that phases are bad, much like learning how to journal makes you become a more introspective thinker. I just think we should call it what it was. And I actually went through my own version of it, trying to get away from the supercomputer that lives in my pocket. Around this time last year, I got a new phone, and it was the phone of my dreams. I realized I'd been glued to my iPhone. Whether it was doom scrolling on social media or just wanting to listen to music, I was just attached. So I decided it was time to go backwards in time to before any of this was an issue. About 20 years ago, I got my first cell phone. It was a Nokia brick, so nothing really fancy, but it did have the best ringtones to this day. And then it swiftly got given to my cousin because she was older than me, more responsible than me, and my mom thought that she needed it more than I did whenever she came to live with us for a year. And then I got another one. It was also a Nokia, but it was a little newer. You couldn't really do much with these phones. This was before unlimited talk and text. Plus, I was like 12, so who was I trying to talk to like that anyway? The point is, my life didn't revolve around my phone yet. I had other activities like sports and homework to focus on, and having that packed of a schedule didn't really leave much time for anything besides maybe an hour of Neopets before bed. And a younger me would never admit it, but my mom was right. It was the phone, and here's how I tried to make a change. I modded my 5th generation iPod Classic to use a micro SD as a hard drive and to have Rockbox, so it can look cooler. And after totally ethically sourcing some music, I was ready to go. I thought I would use it all the time, but I only ended up using it on flights. I never got around to making it Bluetooth compatible, so I had to have wired earbuds. And between me, Cicada, my bag, and whatever else I happened to be carrying, they got tangled a lot. I also had to physically hold it more often because there's no AirPod controls. Battery life isn't nearly as good as it would have been 20 years ago, so I had to keep recharging it. Also, if I lost the original charger, how often do you see 30-pin cables these days? Remember how I said I got my dream phone? I actually got 2. I got a flip Nokia as my backup in case my dream phone, the Galaxy Folder, didn't work out. It's a foreign phone, so I was hoping it would work in the United States, and it didn't. But it was my dream phone. There was a touch screen, there were still physical buttons, it was the best of both worlds. If I had this phone as a kid, I would have never switched to an iPhone. But it was great for about a week until it became a hassle. I had to get a new phone number, so I had to either get everyone to switch to use this phone number or to figure out a way to forward calls and messages. But most of my messages were with iMessage, so I had to figure out how to put iMessage on an Android phone, which is possible, by the way, but I wasn't running the right version of Android. And then it would only work with Wi-Fi in some places because it's just not made for the US bands. And eventually it just became easier to scrap it altogether. Hey, it's editing me. I actually forgot to mention something kind of important in the context of this video, especially the part about my phone. So what I forgot to mention is the world has changed immensely. And in some situations, it can be hard to navigate without a smartphone. Now they can be used as bus passes, as wallets, as keys. I wouldn't be able to get into my co-working space without a smartphone or an Apple Watch or something like that. And yes, you could still go the old-fashioned way and print your concert tickets or your plane tickets or have your keys on you all the time. But I personally don't like carrying a million things around. Look, I'm a 90s baby. I grew up in the 2000s. I did my fair share of lugging around my 30-pound backpack, and I simply don't want to do it anymore. Do I wish it were more secure and we didn't have to worry about companies tracking our every move? Absolutely I do. But that's a topic for another video. I don't want to go on a ramble. Tried my hardest to carry around whatever book I was reading, and then swiftly discovered that I don't really have that much time to just sit and read. I'm keeping that cut in there. I'm sick and tired of this alarm. Since I started freelancing again and then eventually making these videos, having time to read kind of disappeared. And because I used to be able to tear through books like crazy when I was a kid, it kind of disappointed me realizing that as an adult, even though you have adult time, you don't really have time. But actually switched to audiobooks, which still count because you're still getting the information. But now I can multitask while I'm listening to my book. Every 20-minute drive, every 30-minute walk around the neighborhood, every 8 hours of a working day, I have a book on. And I just recently finished rereading the Twilight series. It was a lot to take in. This one is the one thing that actually stuck with me from the start. And it was spending more time with my friends. Whether it's mermaids in the pool, Foursquare, or making ceramics, we've just been picking a fun activity and going with it for the weekend. And this time, there's no parents to say, I can't drop you off and pick you up. It's also a game changer for the work from home crowd because now I get to co-work. So it gives me the same feeling of being back in the office, but without the office politics. In the end, I learned to make the best of what I have. While you can go cold turkey, and for some people this might work, it just didn't work out for me. You can live just as fulfilling as a life with modern technology. You just need to know when to turn it off.